Welcome to The Explainer. We're all about breaking down the big moments, right? And today, well, we've got a really big one. We're talking about that time two absolute juggernauts, pop music and the NFL, collided in a way that pretty much nobody saw coming.
So how does that even happen? Seriously, one person, a global superstar, shows up at a Kansas City Chiefs game and suddenly, boom, it's a worldwide media event. That's what we're going to unpack today, exactly how this whole thing just blew up.
Okay, so let's set the stage. The story doesn't really kick off on the field itself, but way up high in the stands. It all began with a single person in the VIP box at Arrowhead Stadium, a face that, well, was about to send the internet into a total meltdown. I mean, just think about it. On one hand, you've got the pop superstar world. We're talking Grammys, sold-out arenas, sparkly jackets. And on the other, you have the NFL. Touchdowns, stadium chants, team jerseys, just raw, unfiltered energy. These two worlds, they don't usually mix like this. And that's exactly why this whole thing felt so electric. So you smash those two things together, music and football, and you get something totally new. Seeing Taylor Swift, this person who sells out stadiums across the globe, just hanging out in the middle of a screaming NFL crowd, that image alone was enough to make everyone stop and go, wait, what?
And get this, it wasn't just her. Her dad, Scott Swift, was right there with her, waving a Chiefs scarf like he'd been a fan his whole life. It just added this really wholesome family vibe to it all, you know? And of course, the second the stadium cameras found them, the crowd just went absolutely wild.
Okay, so that's what happened in the stadium. Now let's talk about how it went from that to a full-blown viral explosion online, because the speed of this thing is honestly kind of insane. Just look at this timeline. We're talking seconds. In seconds, fan accounts are posting sightings. A few minutes later, hashtags are already trending. Give it an hour, and high-quality clips are everywhere. And in just one day, this story is dominating everything. Social media, sports news, you name it. And that's the thing about virality, right? It's not just the big picture. Every little gesture got magnified. A cheer, a reaction, a high five. It was all captured, blasted out online, and basically became part of this huge, shared digital event. And check this out. Over 1 million views on one TikTok clip of her just cheering in less than 24 hours. It's wild. That tiny, simple gesture turned into this massive cultural touchstone, all because of how fast things spread online. But it wasn't just an online thing. People in the stadium said you could feel the shift in energy. The roar when she popped up on the Jumbotron, apparently it was huge. It was like a normal NFL game suddenly turned into this epic crossover event. So this viral tidal wave wasn't just about clicks and views. It actually had real, tangible ripple effects, both on the field and way beyond it. Let's start with player morale. Travis Kelce himself said it. He said seeing her up there in the stands gave him a boost during a critical drive. So even with all the jokes from his teammates, you can see how her being there had a real, measurable impact on the game itself.
So suddenly, Kelce is in this whole new spotlight, right? He's not just an athlete anymore. He's part of this huge cultural story. But you know what? He wasn't the only one who got everyone talking.
Yeah, let's talk about her dad again. Scott Swift became an overnight sensation. His cheering, that scarf, he was an instant fan favorite. Next thing you know, he's a meme. People were comparing him to other celebrity dads, and he became this whole other amazing part of the story. And it wasn't just about memes and morale. This stuff actually affected people's wallets. I'm talking about a big spike in merchandise sales right there at the stadium. It's crazy how one person showing up can cause this very real, very tangible economic ripple. Okay, so let's zoom out. What does all this actually mean? What's the big lesson here? Well, it turns out this whole thing gives us a pretty clear look at a new playbook for how media and marketing works today. Analysts have a name for this, a cultural crossover. It's basically when someone or something from one world, say pop music, suddenly makes a huge splash in a totally different world, like pro sports. And this was the perfect example. And you can almost see the formula for it now. Step 1, an A-lister makes a surprise appearance. Step 2, social media instantly goes nuts. Step 3, the mainstream news picks it up and frames it as a big cultural moment. And finally, Step 4, the brands and the leagues all go, aha, here's our chance. So what's the bottom line? Well, for one, this event has totally changed the game for marketers. Now they're all hunting for that next big crossover.
It also shows you just how powerful and passionate fan bases are. So passionate that sometimes, in all the excitement, even false info can start to spread like wildfire.
So when you boil it all down, this was way more than just a single football game. It's really a glimpse into the future. A future where the lines between different parts of our culture, like celebrity and sports, just keep getting blurrier and blurrier.
And that leaves us with one last big question to chew on. In a world where we're just bombarded with ads all day, could it be that these real, unplanned moments are actually the most powerful kind of marketing there is? Something for all of us to think about, for sure.